go ahead and talk about Threads algorithm in 2026. Now, check this out. It's absolutely crazy what's been working for me. I recently hit 50K views on one of the threads, and then simultaneously, by reusing the same thread, I got another 20K uh, literally on another thread. So, correction, 40K and 20K. So 60K total. Oh God, like this was so stupid easy. I wanted to tell you how to do that. So I'm sure you guys seen some of my previous YouTube videos where I would be talking about threads accelerators. And for the longest time, I was trying to figure out like how do they work, how do they have their threads literally being presented, how do they do it where their threads hit thousands of views and I just can't do it. I only got 5, 10 views. So I've been reverse engineering those accelerators. And of course, guys, I told you the trick of accelerators. I'm sure you could rewind rewind the YouTube tape, go all the way back to some of my YouTube videos, search for some of those threads accelerator keywords, and you're gonna see some additional tea that many of you guys will find really incredible for your brand. But if you're a luxury pet mom over 40 and struggling to get in front of your customers with your brand, like literally, guys, do this. This worked for me. It This is absolute tea. I don't think I'd ever be able to figure this out if I wasn't building multiple brands simultaneously. So this is how it works, and this is what did it for me. And after I discovered how it works, sheesh, I went ahead and I operationalized it directly into Freedom Fusion automations, the very same automations that you could get access to as part of Jack's Paws system. And of course, if you're not familiar with Jack's Paws, that's my brand, my luxury pet brand. Take a look. There's a separate channel for that. But here's what works for moms over 40. Guys, like what you need to do is build a couple of brands together. Either collab with one another or build a couple of brands together. Now, keep something in mind. Like, this may seem obvious, but nobody explains to you the reason why. Like, no, people tell you collab, but they don't really explain the mechanics behind what is it how exactly you're going to collab, and what are you supposed to do in order to actually get your products in. Okay, so if you're a mom over 40 struggling to get views, leads, sales, or anything of that nature, then this is for you. My name's Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, and a full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer. I wanted to give you a little bit of tea that will help you break through your ideal customer profile and what worked for my talent agency. If you do precisely what my talent agency did, trust me, guys, it's going to be smooth sailing for you, especially if you're overwhelmed mom over 40 who've been constantly told, just post, everything is going to be okay. Well, guys, no, there's a strategy involved. I recently hit 40K views on one of the threads and 20K on another thread. I wanted to describe to you exactly how I did it. My typical results would be, before I would be getting maybe like 10 views, 20 views, 50 views on a thread. But after using this latest Jack's Paws system, which is my luxury pet brand, I started getting insane amount of views, guys. And I want to tell you exactly what works. No, this is not taught in college. This is, at least not yet. At least not yet. Although I am going to be teaching in college a few courses. So if you guys want to join them, I am going to be offering digital marketing 101 in New York University. And I'm also going to be teaching computer networking. But that's not what this workshop is all about. This workshop is all about what actually works. Like, look, aren't you tired, guys, of all those TikTok gurus telling you what's hot? Constantly information coming in one ear and coming out another ear and never registers. Aren't you tired of that? Don't you want to change this, guys? Well, if yes, then squabble up, because we got a lot of things to cover, and I promise it's not going to be much. I'm going to give you the tea, and you could take that tea and replicate it, do exactly the same thing that our talent agency did, and battle test it, apply it for your brand, and it's going to be smooth sailing. So, guys, look, here's what works. Essentially, we're using several things. I'm going to describe exactly the mechanism that worked for us. Just pay close attention, and you're going to learn right away how I got 40K in one thread and 20K on another thread. Okay, guys? Now this is gonna be, it's gonna feel like almost like a little brain surgery, okay guys? I hope it's okay with you. I hope it's okay with you guys. It's gonna feel like a little brain surgery, okay? I'm gonna go fast, but you could stop me. You could stop me, guys. You could say, hey, slow down, explain this part. And I'll slow down, I'll explain it a little bit more, okay guys? So this is what worked for me, and I'm 100% certain it's gonna work for you, providing that you follow precisely the same steps. So guys, the reason number one why many moms over 40 fail in building their luxury pet brand is because they're building their luxury pet brand. I know it seems like, oh my god, what does that mean? What that means is you are not building multiple brands at the same time. When you're not building multiple brands at the same time, algorithm doesn't like you, okay guys? It just doesn't like you. Here's what I did different. I built 4 brands simultaneously. One of them is luxury car detailing, the other one is luxury pet store, another one is American Directory, Hypism, and another one called a talent agency, Freedom Fusion System. That is not to say that I'm suggesting that you build multiple brands simultaneously, but rather suggesting that if you follow this algorithm that I'm about to describe, you will have a gazillion times, exponentially more chances of getting better results than any TikTok guru that describes any of those things, and you being totally lost, not knowing what to do. Trust me, guys, this works. If you want to see an example of how this works, simply go to freedomfusionSystem.com/JacksPause. You're going to see an exact funnel, literally describing exactly how the whole process works. But I'm going to go ahead and break it down like a high level for you guys, so this way you don't get cooked too much. But I promise you it's going to be like a little surgery. Once again, you guys ready? Okay, here's how it works. Number one, you got to have several accounts, for Threads accounts for each brand. So in my particular case, I have JacksPause, Freedom Fusion Detailing, Freedom Fusion System, and Ron Wells. 4 different Threads accounts. Check. I hope, I'll write this down, guys. If you're not taking notes, write it down. Otherwise, it's not gonna register. It's not gonna register, bro. You can stop no one here. Well, that is wrong thinking, my friend. AI is here. AI is operationalizing all this content that I'm producing right now, repurposing it and blasting it across multiple social channels and repurposing it. So I have to be clear. So even when it feels like nobody is there, AI is still there. And precisely because of the strategies that I'm aware of that generate thousands of views with ease, I'm continuing to do this even without viewers at all on YouTube. Why? Because my primary audience is not necessarily just people, but AI. Now, guys, look, if you want to continue listening to this, I promise you, it's gonna be like smooth sailing for you. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta have 4 different accounts. One of them is gonna be your pet brand. Another one is gonna be for example, another brand that you're building, whatever the brand is. Now, I'm just gonna be talking about my brands because that's what I know, how it works. But you could totally mimic the same structure for your luxury pet brand, even if you just by understanding how this works. Now, and keep something in mind, you don't necessarily even need to understand how this works. You can just get access to JacksPause, hit a button, because you're going to get access to the Freedom Fusion automations. Hit a button, and there's going to be automation that's going to guide you for how this works. But because I know you're probably curious and you want to know how it works, I'm going to go ahead and describe it to you. Okay, guys? So the first thing that you're going to do, you're going to have 4 Threads accounts. Once again, guys, the difference between you doing this and not doing this is thousands of dollars in your pocket. So pay close attention, guys. Pay close attention because thousands of views is precisely what drives sales. First you gotta have views, then you gotta have sales. If you don't have views, guys, there's gonna be no sales. Now, don't worry about the fact that I don't have any views in this YouTube video. I have no concerns with that at all, guys. At all. And I already described the reason why. But do worry about the strategy that I'm about to describe, because if you unlock the strategy at the end of this workshop, you're going to unlock the strategy and you're going to come back to me and you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so happy I did this, and oh my God, it worked. And then you're going to come back to me and going to be like, Rome, I want to operationalize it. I want to have that as part of my brand. Please help. That's exactly what's going to happen by the end of this workshop, as soon as I tell you what that is. But it's not going to happen right away. It's going to happen few iterations as you can continue to come back and checking out whatever it is that I'm pointing you and kind of learning from that information. For example, I'm going to give you some reference pointers to go to, bunch of threads and bunch of websites to go to. you're going to go to those websites, you're going to study them, and then only then it's going to register. It's not going to register right away. It's going to register a bit later. So guys, the first thing what you want to do, you want to have a bunch of Threads accounts. The next thing what you want to do, you got to have a gamified cohort. So in simple words, you got to have a collection of freedom founders inside of a group chat in Threads. Then what you're going to be doing, you're going to be posting content. You're going to be creating content in Sora 2, and you're going to be combining CapCut template, for example, Stranger Things, together with Sora 2 video context. So in simple words, let's say your brand is selling some luxury pet slinkers. So what you want to do, you want to create a quick Sora 2 video in combination with a Stranger Things CapCut template. Then what you do, you mix it all up, and you literally use your voice, you dictate into the automation, saying something like, hey, describe this template. And then obviously when you pick a template from CapCut, there's going to be like Stranger Things, Mike talking to another dude in a car, and then you just describe the whole thing like, oh, there's Mike, a dude in a car, and the other dude is saying something like, can I show you something? And Mike responding and saying, amazing. So you basically describe this with your voice, and then automation, what it's going to do is going to take that context from whatever that you described in the template, from the viral template, and going to mix it up together with your luxury pet brand. And then after it's all combined, you're going to obviously hide all of those watermarks with a bunch of emojis in CapCut. And of course, my Freedom Fusion automation is going to guide you through the whole process for how to do this consistently. So this way you don't have to remember like, oh, how do I do this? How do I figure out what to say in CapCut? How do I figure out what hook to add, what hashtag, what description, what titles, all that. Don't worry about that, guys. It's all going to be automatic. It's going to be literally smooth sailing for you, because the Freedom Fusion automation is going to do that, literally describe the whole process for you. So now that I kind of described that, the rest is just going to be, once the video gets generated, all you're going to be doing, you're going to be reposting that video in combination with other people, except other people is going to be you. You're going to represent other people by having multiple Threads accounts from multiple brands. And what you're going to be doing, you're going to be mixing the positioning from one brand with another brand. That mixture is going to create the viral thread. Did that register, guys? I hope that registered. I know I told you it's going to be like a little mini surgery, but luckily I have it all automated in a Freedom Fusion automation, and you could get access to it, guys. It's only $295 a month. This is like really like steal away price for you. Just imagine how much money you could make from your luxury pet brand. Sheesh, I have so many moms over 40 reaching out and be like, yo, this is crazy, it's changing my life. And I'm like, I bet. Here's another automation for you. Guys, it's crazy. Like literally one of my threads blew up to, it used to be, I'll be getting maybe like 10, 20 views per thread. Then I started using Jackspaw's system, boom, 50K, 60K, sheesh, 60K with across 2 threads. So guys, look, I know you're probably skeptical. I know you're probably wondering, how the hell do I pull this off? Well, I just told you, I just described the tea. So what is the secret ingredient? So now there's a couple of ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and describe those ingredients again, guys, okay? So in case if you missed that, I'm gonna describe it again. So this way you could take those ingredients, run with it, and build your own luxury pet brand. So here's the first ingredient, fire looking CapCut video. That is a must. If you don't have a fire looking CapCut video, it's going to be real tough, guys. Real tough for you to break through the ideal customer profile, because essentially there's going to be every psychological element, ranging from the recognition factor from Stranger Things. And I don't know how many of you guys how many of you guys watch Stranger Things with Mike and like the episode, whatever the final episode, the season 5, guys, like if you're not paying attention to what is happening in the world, like out there in terms of viral trends, what people are following, then it's going to be real hard to like build any kind of brand. But check this out, I started doing that. I started leveraging Stranger Things, and man, boy oh boy, that was like my favorite thing to do. Like I will never ever create another piece of content unless it has some sort of viral element, guys. And moving forward, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. So here's the strategy that I'm going to be doing for my brand. First of all, what I'm going to be doing is operationalizing everything that I just told you. I already got a little further. I already got it automated to the level of when you press a button, it walks you through the process of building a viral template in combination with a CapCut video, in combination with a Sora 2 video, based on your brand context, based on whatever that you described in the CapCut template. And of course, guys, this works like a clock. Like literally a lot of people, they don't, here's why a lot of people fail. The reason why is because they always listen to all those TikTok gurus, but all of this information, whatever the TikTok gurus tell you, it just comes in into one ear and comes out of another ear and never registers. Why is that? The reason why is because people, like, they don't trust like random TikTok gurus because they've been overwhelmed through all this time and they just want something quick and easy. That's something that's going to work for them. So a lot of people just kind of scroll through and it never registers. This video over here, guys, is not the video that you want to scroll through. Why? Well, look, I just told you guys, look, I used to have 10 views on my threads. 10 views. Do you guys know how, like, 10 views versus 50K views? Like, do you guys understand the difference? Oh my God, like literally, guys, the difference is night and day. I mean, holy smokes. And all I had to do, well, there's a couple of things I had to do. Oh my God. Like literally, guys, when I cracked it, it was immediate revelation. It was like, man, I gotta repeat it again. And then I went ahead and I repeated it again and again and again and again and again. And I was like, I bet. Am I doing something illegal by doing that? No, not at all. Other than just doing whatever it is that I was supposed to be doing anyway. So one of the biggest challenges that I was always encountering upon trying to get those views is, well, I was wondering, how come $1 billion company love my marketing, but regular people like can't seem to like it? What is it? Is it the regular people, or is it just my content, or I'm just horrible? Like that's the part I couldn't figure out for like 2 years. So I kept going and going and going, and eventually I became a GOAT. A GOAT. Now they're making a movie called GOAT. I don't know if you guys following some of those episodes. Like whenever we go to movie theater, they always say like, hey, you know, there's new movie coming out, and I went to watch one of those previews for Predators, and they were like, oh, there's a GOAT movie coming out. Guys, like majority of the stuff that's coming out is based on the content that you see in this channel. So first it was Pepsi, who literally created a drink after my talent agency's name called Freedom Fusion. Then there's a bunch of movies that followed and were created with eagles and like based on the feudal system. Everything. Like literally, guys, this is the reason why you got to be in this channel. This is not like a random channel where you have random TikToker talking about, you know, how to get viral. No. This is actual, like, we create trends, guys. We create trends and they get picked up by big companies. But for the longest period, I was trying to figure out, hell, how come, like, why can't I break through to regular people? Like, is there something wrong with my content? And guys, I just couldn't believe it. My content was just so fire. How is it possible that regular people can connect? I mean, everything about it was just fire. So, you know, you guys, this is when I made the revelation. This is when I discovered that the content was never, it was never content's fault, guys. The content continued to be fire. I just managed to prove this just with one viral thread alone, but I did have to do something extra different, extra spicy, something that has nothing to do with content. Something that, like, many of you probably already doing the same thing that I was doing, thinking that, you know, like, your content is fire, but then you post, you get like 10 views, but then there's extra little gotcha you gotta do that nobody's really talking about it. And the reason why is because people just don't know it, because they're not cracking it. And like, you literally will not find anybody who's building brands, multiple brands simultaneously, and come back and literally tell you exactly what worked. But our talent agency is doing it. So this way, like, if you wanted to, you could try it for yourself with our automations for your brand and be like, oh my God, this thing worked for me. So if you're one of those people who are like struggling big time and not getting any views and getting really pissed off because like what the hell, like you try and you're working so hard and then like you get crickets, like what the hell, that doesn't make any sense. So that was driving me nuts until I finally cracked the code and figured out what it is. And by profession, I'm a full stack cybersecurity engineer. That's what I do. I crack codes, except in a computer networking world and cloud world. So it was bothering me. It was like, man, I needed to figure it out what is wrong, and I did. And the problem was I was focusing only on one thing, and that's the problem. When you focus only on one thing, you are biased in a way where you are just kind of, no matter what you're going to do, you're going to be positioning it in a way that will represent your best interests versus positioning it in a way that represents somebody else's interests. Now, some of you will say, well, I kind of knew that, but I never really, it never really registered with me. Like, what do you mean? How does it work? Can you explain it a little bit better? Guys, look, this is what I did. And I'm telling you right now, you're not going to find anybody on the internet. This is the reason why you're here on this YouTube channel. You're not going to find anybody who literally went ahead and tried the same thing that I tried. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I tried. What I did is I started building 4 brands simultaneously. One of them is car detailing brand. One of them is luxury pet brand. Another one is American Directory. And another one is talent. 4 brands simultaneously. What I did is I created Threads accounts for each brand. Okay, guys, pay close attention. Like this will be like, oh my God, you're gonna get mad after this because you're gonna be like, man, like how come nobody explained it to me, and I was struggling for so long, and I just finally came across a random YouTube channel and boom, like I was just hit with this knowledge. And you probably, some of you maybe even cry. Like when that discovery happened to me, I was like, the first thing I did, I was like, man, oh my God, hold on, wait a second, let me go ahead and reproduce it and see if that happens again. And then I started, and I was able to reproduce it. And then I was like, man, I can't be happening. Let me try it again. I was able to reproduce it again. And then I was like, man, wait a second. Am I doing something illegal? Like that can't be that easy. And then boom, I realized, like upon just like questioning myself, my philosophical state of mind, that everything that I'm doing is legal and it's perfectly friendly in terms of social engines, social platforms. So the next question was like, okay, well, how do I operationalize this? How do I hand this off to my future self in a way where I just press a button and I just repeat the same thing multiple times over and over and over again? And I did. I created an automation called Threads Pet Automator, YouTube Pet Automator, and TikTok Pet Automator. And what I did is I took those strategies, including the one that I'm describing to you right now. Now, guys, like, look, if you don't understand the strategy, good news for you, you don't need to, okay? You don't need to, because it's already packed inside of the Freedom Fusion automation. Meaning all you got to do is just join Jack's POS system. Then you're going to get access to those automations. You press a button and it will guide you precisely what to do across multiple apps like CapCut, Sora 2, Threads, etc., and tell you precisely what you need to do. Guys, my name is Ron Wells. I'm a 21st century freedom writer. I'm a former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer. And my goal was to figure out a way for how to get to freedom. And in the process of figuring out how to do that, I cracked the code. First of all, in professional life, I became a millionaire. In my passion life, in terms of doing whatever it is that I'm doing with pets, cats, and dogs, having fun, doing all that, driving around, explaining, I was trying to achieve something meaningful. And I was able to pull this off and build something. And now I wanted to share it with you. And why am I doing that? Well, the truth is, guys, because this strategy is so powerful, there's more room for all of us from the strategy, more than enough room for all of us. And because I already know how that works, it's going to be no brainer for you to be like, oh my God, I gotta jump in, because I don't have to guess anymore. I don't have to be listening to those TikTok gurus telling me what's hot and wondering and pondering how how to succeed. This guy already cracked the code. Let me just tap into it. So guys, that's the beautiful part about it. Like I didn't have that anybody. I didn't have anybody who would crack the code like that and come back and be like, oh, check out here. Here's what you got to do. Here's smooth sailing steps, where you just press a button and literally tells you and guides you everything across multiple apps. I didn't have anybody like that. We didn't have a technology like that back in the days that can do such native-based guidance across social apps on your iPhone. And before it was just all APIs and desktop automations, but social platforms don't like any of that. They just block you silently. They punish you silently if you use any of those desktop automations. But with those Freedom Fusion automations, the mobile-friendly, iPhone mobile-friendly automations, it becomes smooth sailing. But don't be confused, guys. Don't be confused thinking that it's just mobile automations that's what does the trick. Well, it's part of it. I mean, social platforms do enjoy the fact that you use native functionality of those platforms versus using some APIs. Definitely, that is a huge factor. The other factor is you don't really have to pay money for any of those APIs because you literally were using some of those free apps like Sora 2. And sure, you gotta pay for like CapCut, but how much is it? Like, I don't know, 150 to $200 per year. But it's totally worth it. But it's only worth it once you figure out the key from multiple high cardinality heterogeneous complexities that are presented to you directly right here in this workshop. And the T is simple. You gotta do the following, guys. In fact, the T is explained to you on TikTok by many gurus, but those gurus are so good in their own field that it never actually registers with you in a practical sense. In simple words, you may find some TikTok gurus who are very good with psychology, explaining things in the world of TikToks, telling you how to crack the code. And the code was you do the following set of manual steps that I'm about to describe. I'm going to describe to you manual steps that you yourself can execute after listening to this workshop. Or if you're going to be so inspired, you can literally get access to my JaxPOS system and do so automatically with one push of a button. Be able to create and blast content across threads in a gamified manner, the same way in the same way how I was always describing to you before, where you got to be doing this in gamified cohorts. You can never do this on your own, except guess what? I was able to do that on my own, and because the reason why sometimes it's just easier to do this on your own and simulate other people versus trying to deliver it to people. I hope that makes sense, guys. This is extremely powerful stuff. I'm telling you, like there's a reason, guys. I'm a 21st century freedom writer. Take a look at some of my poems that I've written even before ChatGPT. I promise you guys gonna get motivated from those poems. Notice how I'm switching context. This would piss people off, but guess what? When this is exactly what you gotta do. You gotta switch context. If you're gonna continue talking about the same thing, talking about, hey, let me show you the strategy about how to go viral on threads, and you keep talking about it, the same exact thing, and don't introduce additional twists, like for example poetry. Like notice how I went ahead and pivoted and started talking about poetry. If you don't do that, guys, it's gonna become monotonic, boring type of kind of conversation, or should I say monologue, that nobody's going to be able to tap into. But if you switch it and throw some elements of unexpectancy, it's going to get people on their tippy toes. This is the reason why I do it. A lot of people are against such kind of way of describing things, but that's exactly what made this 50K views, doing precisely that. Guys, look, here's the strategy that you got to pull off. You got to create a bunch of threads accounts. You got to join gamified cohort, create a viral template. Well, reuse the viral template from Stranger Things or any other viral event that is happening. Combine it together with your brand context. In my particular case, I combine it with the Slinker and Doberman, Happy Doberman Jax, and his companions, hairless cats, Kuze, Cleopa, and Martha. I combined them together, and literally it blew up to, well, 60K together. Now, if you don't have hairless cats or Doberman or anything like this, don't worry, I could show you a way for how you could get connected with people with horses and other types of kind of beautiful content that you could tap into and make money together with by collabing. but of course that's available for my JaxPOS system subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber yet, guys, to JaxPOS, definitely subscribe. Why? So this way you could have a lot of money. You could literally make a lot of money, guys. Just imagine if you have 50K views and you convert from that 50K view at least one sale per day, how much money is that going to be for you? Think about it, guys. Depending on the product. If it's a $200 product, boom, you just made 200 bucks easy using those strategies, and do it remote. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get going. I'll see you next time. And if you want that strategy, take a look at freedomfusionsystem.com/JaxPOS. If you want this strategy, guys, the one that produced 50K, 60K I should say, between two videos, then go ahead and take a look at freedomfusionsystem.com/JaxPOS. Once again, guys, the differences between 10 views and 60,000 views is night and day. I'll see you next time. Take care.